Offshore bank accounts aren't just for billionaires anymore. In 2026, they've become a practical tool for entrepreneurs, investors, e-commerce businesses, and digital nomads operating across borders. Whether your goal is to diversify holdings, manage foreign currencies, protect assets, or optimize tax exposure, offshore banking is now more accessible than ever, even for small and mid-sized businesses. But the real question is, where should you open your offshore account? Which countries allow remote setup? How much do you actually need to deposit? And which jurisdiction truly fits your business model? In this video, we'll break down the best offshore banking jurisdictions, what each one is best for, and what to expect. So by the end, you'll know exactly which option fits your needs. Let's get started with the first location on our list, Hong Kong. Hong Kong is one of the most established offshore banking locations for international businesses. It is known for political stability, transparent regulations, and a highly efficient banking system. One major advantage is its territorial tax system. Under this system, income earned outside Hong Kong is generally not subject to local tax, which can be attractive for cross-border businesses when structured correctly. We've got a video covering this in detail in the description below. Hong Kong offers banking through both licensed fintech providers and traditional banks. Fintech support remote account openings, while traditional banks usually require a visit or a video interview. Traditional banks often require a minimum balance of around 10,000 Hong Kong dollars, along with balance maintenance rules. Fintech providers typically have no minimum deposit, although they may charge a fixed monthly fee. Compliance standards are strict, but English is widely used and documentation requirements are clear. For foreign entrepreneurs without local ties, setting up a Hong Kong company can significantly improve approval chances. Singapore. Singapore is a popular offshore banking choice for startups and SMEs operating across Asia. It is known for strong legal safeguards, modern banking infrastructure, and a regulatory environment that supports fintech innovation. This makes Singapore especially attractive for businesses that need secure but flexible banking solutions. Singapore's banking sector includes both traditional banks, licensed digital banks, and payment platforms. Remote account opening is available through licensed intermediaries and selected fintech providers, while traditional banks often require a personal visit. Traditional banks typically require a minimum deposit between 1,000 and 5,000 Singapore dollars to open an account, along with ongoing balance requirements. Fintech providers usually offer lower entry thresholds and more flexible pricing. Singapore also stands out for its extensive double tax agreement network and the long-term stability of the Singapore dollar. Like in Hong Kong, setting up a local entity can often help smooth the account opening process. For entrepreneurs choosing Hong Kong or Singapore, Statrys provides a multi-currency business account alongside company registration services in both jurisdictions. Applications are completed online with no minimum deposit and no physical visit required. These accounts are designed for operational use, such as receiving, holding, and sending multiple currencies for international business. To learn more, visit statrys.com. The United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates is a popular offshore banking choice for businesses targeting growth across the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. Its strategic location, modern banking system, and flexible business structures make it attractive for cross-border operations. Free zones across Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and other Emirates also provide clear pathways for foreign-owned companies to access offshore accounts. Account opening options are improving but remain mixed. Some digital banks and platforms support remote onboarding through agents or video calls, while most traditional banks still prefer in-person setup or a UAE-based representative. Traditional banks often require between 5,000 and 50,000 dirhams or more, depending on the bank and account tier. Fintech platforms usually have lower thresholds, although monthly or onboarding fees may apply. In practice, a local mobile number or UAE-based signatory is often required, and licensed introducers can help with compliance checks. The Cayman Islands. The Cayman Islands are best known for private wealth management and investment structures. The jurisdiction offers political stability, strong asset protection, and a legal system based on English common law. Despite having no direct taxation, Cayman operates a highly regulated financial sector. Banks apply detailed compliance checks, and account opening usually involves higher entry thresholds. In most cases, opening a bank account requires an in-person visit. Minimum deposits are typically high, often starting from around $10,000 and increasing significantly depending on the bank and account type. Cayman participates fully in international reporting frameworks, including FATCA and CRS, as well as being in full compliance of FATF and OECD standards. Banking here is mainly geared towards wealth management and investment holding, with fewer fintech options available. SMEs and entrepreneurs may face stricter onboarding requirements compared to jurisdictions such as Hong Kong or Singapore. Panama offers a practical offshore banking option for businesses operating across the Americas. Its economy is dollarized, with the US dollar used alongside the Balboa, which is pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar, helping reduce currency risk for USD-based operations. In recent years, Panama has strengthened its banking compliance standards following international reforms. At the same time, it has maintained flexibility for non-resident clients, which keeps it relevant for SMEs and entrepreneurs. Remote account opening is partially available through intermediaries or video verification. However, an in-person visit is often required for final approval. Minimum deposits at traditional banks typically range from around $1,000 to $5,000, with higher thresholds sometimes applied for non-resident companies. Enhanced KYC and anti-money laundering checks are standard, and working with a local introducer or legal representative can help smooth the account opening process. Mauritius is gaining popularity as an offshore banking location for businesses looking for accessible banking and a stable regulatory environment. It is particularly attractive for investors focused on India and Africa, supported by favorable bilateral agreements that remain relevant despite recent adjustments. Remote account opening is available through some banks and licensed intermediaries, although enhanced checks often apply for non-resident clients. Minimum deposits at traditional banks typically range from around $5,000 to $10,000 or more. Mauritius offers several structural advantages. Foreign dividends and interest may qualify for exemptions, subject to conditions, and there is no capital gains tax on foreign-sourced income. English and French are widely used, and the country has a broad double tax treaty network. However, companies must meet economic substance requirements to remain compliant. Switzerland is widely regarded as a top-tier offshore banking destination, known for its financial stability, sophisticated wealth management, and long-standing expertise in handling international assets. Although the country has aligned with global transparency standards, it still provides strong privacy and high-end banking services, including multi-currency accounts and customized investment solutions favored by high-net-worth individuals and global institutions. Account opening in Switzerland is generally more restrictive. Most banks require an in-person visit, although some allow remote onboarding through certified intermediaries or video calls. Minimum deposit requirements are typically high. Traditional banks often require deposits starting from around $10,000, with much higher thresholds for private banking and specialized services. Swiss banks fully comply with international tax and AML standards, including FATCA and CRS. The Swiss franc is often valued for long-term currency stability, and services tend to be highly personalized. Belize is a lower-cost offshore banking jurisdiction that appeals to individuals and small businesses seeking simplicity and flexibility. It's known for relatively accessible entry requirements, a focus on confidentiality, and a banking sector that works with non-resident clients. Account opening is generally more accessible than in premium offshore hubs. Remote setup is possible via intermediaries, and minimum deposits are typically lower, often starting from around $1,000 to $2,000, depending on the account type. Belize is the only officially English-speaking country in Central America. However, banking services tend to be more basic, with fewer advanced features and less personalized support compared to established centers like Singapore or Switzerland. There you have it, the top 8 offshore banking countries. Here's a quick recap of who each one is best for. Choose Hong Kong if Asia is your core market and you want strong international banking with close links to China. Singapore if you're an SME or SaaS business looking for robust regulation, advanced digital banking, and a tech-friendly ecosystem. The UAE if you want access to the Middle East and beyond with multi-currency flexibility, free zones, and modern banking. The Cayman Islands, if you're a high net worth individual or fund structure prioritizing privacy, stability, and USD-based finance. Panama, if you need a dollarized system with territorial tax features and access to Latin American markets. Mauritius, if you're targeting India or Africa and want a cost-effective hub with strong treaty access while meeting substance requirements. Switzerland, if asset protection, premium banking, and long-term financial stability are your top priorities. Belize, if you're looking for a lower cost, simpler offshore option focused on basic banking and confidentiality. Offshore banking is not just about moving money. It's about choosing a setup that supports how your business operates globally. The right jurisdiction can offer clarity and greater flexibility. Hong Kong and Singapore stand out for their balance of credibility and accessibility. For businesses choosing these locations, Statrys brings company registration, multi-currency business accounts, and accounting together in one platform with no minimum deposits and no in-person visits required. Visit Statrys.com to learn more about our services. Have any questions? Reach out to us via these channels. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.